So, I'm Olga from Ukraine, as you can notice. And I represent a patients-based organization which is called Patients of Ukraine. Our mission is to make life-saving treatment in Ukraine affordable for each patient. This is our small team, which makes really good results in Ukraine. In 2013, we had a disastrous situation with hepatitis C in Ukraine. 3.5 million people were suffering and are suffering now from hepatitis C. There was no national state program and no guidelines to treat hepatitis. No funding was allocated by the state for life-saving treatment. An average treatment course for hepatitis cost almost 10,000 euros, which is unacceptable for each Ukrainian, as our income rate is quite low. So our patient organization with partners decided to break this vicious cycle for the patients, and we put the goal that there should be treatment access for hepatitis C for Ukrainian patients. Our tasks were to make the government of Ukraine to approve the first in the history state program to combat hepatitis. We decided that that will make pharmaceutical companies to reduce prices for treatment, and thus the state guidelines will be developed. Long-term efforts of different partners didn't give the desirable results. For 5 years, a lot of actions of different organizations were made, but the government was reluctant to our common efforts, and nothing was changed. In April 2013, we decided that we cannot wait anymore. People were dying every day from this disease in our country. They were calling to our organization asking, how can we live in this country? We have to sell our flats and houses in order to get treatment. With our small team, we invented a very creative action, which is actually a fairy tale for our country, which can be duplicated in many different countries, which was quite simple in its idea, but which gave a historical result for our country. So we naturally understood that each person in Ukraine without treatment is condemned to death. And we literally decided to express this message to the government. 100 patients with hepatitis came to the Cabinet of Ministers of Ukraine with bags on their heads and loops on their necks lined up, as for the execution. Our message was that patients with hepatitis are condemned to death. And you know what? The day before the action, when our press announcement was released, the Cabinet of Ministers called to our organization asking not to do the action, because they understood that all international media will look into Ukraine as if they are just killing their people. At that time, we had previous government, and a year and a half ago, they were afraid of international resonance. So we made a press briefing near the Cabinet of Ministers with patients. We involved not only national but international media to show Ukraine as if it condemns their patients to death. And we had meetings with Cabinet of Ministers and Ministry of Health officials before the action. And now I think there will be a video. Yes. Which will show you a bit how it actually took place. That's the Cabinet of Ministers of Ukraine. The drums.
В Украине 3 действующих эпидемии. Гепатита, СПИДа и туберкулеза. 3,5 миллиона украинцев инфицированы гепатитом. Более 200 тысяч инфицированы СПИДом. Более 200 тысяч инфицированы туберкулезом. Кабинет министров и Верховная Рада приняла такой бюджет на этот год, что люди, по сути, каждый, кому поставят этот диагноз, обречен умереть. Каждому, кому ставят в больнице диагноз, он приговорен.
You know, we actually didn't expect such a result in such a fast way, but the day when we hold our action, the Cabinet of Ministers order was issued that the state program on hepatitis C should be approved by Ukrainian government. And we had a lot of media, TV spots, and around 150 online publications. We had a lot of publications in international media, including BBC and Reuters. Moreover, the photo of condemned was among the pictures of the week of Time. Talking about our government, we understood that we actually won because they had nothing to do but to develop and approve state program in a very short period of time. It was developed through 3 months, and in September the state hepatitis program was approved by the government. Moreover, that exact year, the government allocated first amount of money to procure hepatitis C treatment. It was 4.5 million euros. Due to state procurement, the pharmaceutical companies reduced prices by half for hepatitis treatment. Thus, twice more patients could receive treatment. Today, we have quite good developments in this area, and state hepatitis program is in action. New guidelines and protocols were approved that year. Today we have around 7 million euros allocated for treatment, and prospects of Sofosbuvir registration and price reduction for Ukraine is in our agenda. Thank you for attention, and shall I